Okay. Hi, Carl. How are you?
Fine yourself, Douglas?
Doing very well. Thank you. Are you in the UK?
Yes, I'm sitting in London. We had a bit of sleet last night, but it's about 2, 3 degrees outside, but in full lockdown mode, COVID lockdown mode.
Yeah, I saw that. And in fact, I just saw that they're going to reinstate the travel ban for UK to coming to the United States, too. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, the UK is having travel bans from other countries, but obviously with the UK strain, a lot of countries are closing up now.
Is that the new strain? Is that been proven to be, the vaccine be proven ineffective against it, or does it still work with that?
It's not, they're not 100% sure yet. It's most that information will must probably only start coming out in the next 2 to 3 weeks, but they're busy testing that. But it's definitely more. It's 30%, I think, chance more of catching it. So it's more bigger chance of catching it. But whether the vaccines, the Pfizer, Moderna, and the AstraZeneca one will work on it or not to the same extent as the old variant, they're not sure, 100% sure yet.
I don't know about you, but I'm getting awfully tired of COVID, and I wish it would just go away.
Yes, same here. Well, I think the UK government spent something like 300 billion already on it. Now, obviously, the US will be far more bigger population, but we have to now after the vaccine's been rolled out. So by middle February, they want half. They want the first 4 tiers vaccinated, which will be 88% of the people that die of COVID. So by middle March, they should have, that's the first vaccination, they should have a reasonably good immunity. So I'm just hoping after that we can now move on and go back to normal, well, semi-normal.
Yeah, there's a term called the new normal, which has been floating around, and I still don't know what that means. Particularly in my business, because I do a lot of entertainment personalities on my show, and they've been devastated with no concerts for the last year. And I don't know what that's going to mean if they're going to have concerts, but at 50% capacity, or I don't know. I don't know what's in store. Anyways, you're here to promote your book, so let's talk about that. Your book is called The Universe Code, and just from what I read over your bio, is this a comparison of all the major religions and making comparisons that they all sort of are similar? Or what is the book
No,
about?
I've got 21 chapters. Five of the chapters are on the five main religions, which account for 75% of the population Earth. So I didn't look at all the religions. No. What I've done is, although it's 21 chapters, I'm really promoting four topics. One being the difference between God and the Creator, reincarnation, and human energy fields that we've got around our body. But for today's topic, I've picked Jesus in India.
Jesus in India. Okay. I know the Buddha was came from India, right?
That's right. He was a Hindu. Just before I start, I just want to say that the Kabbalists, so Kabbalah.com, say that if your intention is pure, it's fine. So what I'm discussing today, I'm speaking as a Christian coming from Pretoria, South Africa, heart of apartheid, and Protestant, grew up Protestant. It's about, I discovered that it's all about the truth. The only way we're going to get world peace is via the truth. The truth will set us free. So everything I want to discuss now is really much not trying to upset anyone, but we have to get to the truth.
Why do you suppose there's so much disagreement amongst religious groups as to they all tend to sort of converge on some issues. They overlap, but there's a lot of parts that they don't. And my belief is that those parts were created by man or misinterpreted or reinterpreted by man to gain power over the people that they controlled.
100%. So all religions have got that. Um, and but specifically the Old and New Testament, um, a man has taken a lot out in the scribes. So I would love to perhaps in the future discuss that with you, that topic. But because of our time, can I delve sort of directly into Jesus in India?
Yeah, go right ahead.
So there's three documents that I've found that's very important on the topic of Jesus in India. So the first one is called The Life of Saint Isa. So in the years between 13 and 29, there's no very little mention of anything in the Bible about Jesus. So what this document that was in Hemis Monastery in Ladakh, so Ladakh is just east of Kashmir, Jammu in Kashmir. What this document that was found by a few explorers, the Russian explorer Novatich, and also by a UK lady later on, it's two yellow volumes. What this document says is quite detailed, that Jesus was first taught by the Hindus during those age groups, and then later on by the Buddhists in the sutras. And that document, and they call him Isa, and that document, my call on the Buddhist community is that they now need to release that document. I think they're scared to release it. They don't want to upset the Christians, but once Christians understand that Jesus was actually taught by the Hindus and Buddhists, that can bring three of the five big religions together, and also the Muslims, because Muslims believe in Jesus. So that's a critical document. The second very important document is the Quran. So chapter 4, verse 157 of the Quran state that Jesus didn't die on the cross. He went up to the Creator. I learned at the College of Psychic Studies in London how to communicate for automatic writing with the Creator, and the Creator said that Jesus had a near-death experience. So the Quran is a fascinating document, and just as you mentioned about power, as soon as Prophet Muhammad died, Muslims, in a sense, falsified a lot of the Quran, because maybe falsify is a bit strong word, but there's now 163 Muslim sects, and they all promote a different view of the Quran. So we need to go back to the Arabic and then the translation of that. And then you've got the Hadiths, Hadith, which people didn't, that 100 or 200 years after Prophet Muhammad wrote about him. And again, 20% of that's most probably incorrect. So we need to go back to the Quran. So that the Quran is important because it clearly states it's a very true document, because Angel Gabriel via Prophet Muhammad, he couldn't write, but suddenly he could start writing. So in Arabic, it's 100% pure. And it's the purest document, not as it's being sold currently. Now, why is that important? Not necessarily about India, but because it says Jesus didn't die on the cross. So the third document is called the Talmud of Gamaliel. So the Talmud of Gamaliel was found in 1963 by a guy called Billy Meyer in a cave in Jerusalem. And then the Iranian guy that was translating it got bombed by the Israelis, and they killed him. And the Talmud of Gamaliel, according to Billy Meyer and people like myself that believe in it, is the true New Testament. And they can actually show how the current New Testament was taken from the Talmud of Gamaliel. And my call on Billy Meyer, which is in Switzerland, is that we now need to release that document and get it carbon dated. They might probably already carbon dated it. Now, what the Talmud of Gamaliel says is that Jesus, his brother Thomas, Judas Iscariot, he wasn't actually the Judas as the Bible says he was, and his mother Mary, didn't die on the cross, and then traveled east. So they first went to Damascus for 2 years and then traveled east. So in my research, I further discovered that Mary died in a place called Murree, Murree, in Pakistan, which is 80 miles away from Srinagar in Kashmir. And Talmud Jamaniel says that Jesus died in Srinagar. Now, the reason, the other things I did is I traveled to Srinagar. I first went to the Hemis Monastery in outside Leh in Ladakh, which is close to Kashmir. I obviously couldn't find the life of Saint Isa there. But then I went to Srinagar and I found the shrine of Moses that the locals outside Srinagar, believe that Moses was there. I looked for the Star of David in the local museum. I couldn't find it because there was reports that it was there. So I found a lot of information about, Jews and Christians, and then obviously Jesus being there. Also Solomon. So Kashmir, they call it heaven on earth, I believe is the location of world peace, because it's right in the northern tip of India. It's right next to Pakistan and Tibet, so China, and it's really it's 96% current Muslims. But it was, first of all, it was said that the Buddhists started it, because obviously Buddha was a Hindu, so it's currently controlled by India, majority Hindu. So it's where the 5 main religions get together: the Hindus, the Buddhists, Jews, Moses was there, Solomon, and then Jesus, Christians, and then obviously currently it's Muslim, 96% Muslim. So it's the place in the world that we could, if we get all these documents out, that we can start world peace.
All right, this is a big task. If we got all these documents together, are we going to rewrite the Bible and rewrite the Quran and rewrite all the major religious works of the last 2,000 years and make a new one?
No. First of all, the Quran you don't have to rewrite. One just got to go, it's already written in Arabic, it just got to be correctly translated. But the Talmud of Jamaniel is already there. It just need to be, we need to expose it. But what is, and then I believe 80% of the Old Testament is correct, but it's the 20% that's not correct, which is the problem. And reincarnation was taken out, but that's another topic. It's not the point is not rewriting it. The point is actually the 5 main religious understanding that there could be mistakes in their scriptures. Because once people understand that people for power could have altered the documents,
right,
then they won't, like the Bible says it's bad to be gay, but you're born gay. So now there's a lot of conservative Christians and Jews that say it's really bad to be gay. So there needs to be understanding that there could be mistakes, and we need, and that the 5 main religions can get together. And specifically this topic of Jesus in India is that Buddhism and Hindus and Buddhism taught Jesus.
I think you would need to establish a council to go through all of this and re-edit and reinterpret, because I don't think you could assign this to one person.
I don't think you need to re-edit anything. I think it just needs to be understanding that the truth just needs to come out. And then if people know there's the document of the life of Saint Isa and the Talmud of Jamaniel has been exposed, then that's enough. People just need to know that there might be mistakes in the Old and New Testaments. That's the most important. And I don't think we need to rewrite anything or any council.
And your book, that's what this is covering, the Universe Code, is talking about all of this, yeah?
Yes. So I've got 21 chapters. So there's a lot more. Jesus in India is only 1% of my book, but it's an important 1%.
Okay. We do have to wrap this up. Do you have a website that you want to give out?
Yes, it's onesouls.co. So onesouls and SNN.co.
All right, great. Thank you so much for coming on the show. I know we didn't even brush the surface on this, but we'll have to have you back at some point and continue this conversation.